and obviously the audio will go up as audio.
Okay.
Should we set it up a different way?
Yeah.
Can y'all see us good? Like, is this okay?
I can see you, Rob. All right.
I get you both of you in the shot now.
Yeah, both of y'all.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, so we'll just.
But if y'all need to sit, I mean, we're gonna be here for like 45.
We don't have
man.
anything in this space, so like,
We literally just got the keys. That's what I'm saying.
All right. So,
All right, man. Hey, behind the scenes, this is documenting the journey, yo.
That's why I asked you about the date, because I was like, we can coordinate the dates well.
Okay, got you.
But yeah, we are ready when y'all are ready, for real, for real.
All right, let's do it. So let me go reset this real quick.
The Jim Beam don't hit my tummy.
Ready? All right, so this is episode 68. Everybody Eats show starting in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, people. Welcome back to another episode of the Everybody Eats show. We got a really good episode for you guys today. We got some brothers out here from the 757 area, so we're excited for today's episode. So first of all, thank you, Larry and Robert, for joining us this evening. Really, really much appreciated.
Of course, glad to be here.
Thank you for having me.
Sure. So, on some quick items before we start, make sure that you're following us on all platforms, right? So YouTube, we're growing out our YouTube channel. Make sure that you are subscribed to Everybody Eats show on YouTube. You want to know whenever our episodes drop, so you'll be notified whenever we drop our episode, our regular episodes, and our current event episodes where we just talk about politics, economics, and things that are going on, right? So make sure that you're subscribed to our YouTube channel, our Instagram, also everybodyeats.pod on Instagram. That's where all our snippets are. Twitter, EBE TikTok, Everybody Eats Pod on TikTok. Wherever you listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that good stuff. All that good stuff. We're on there. So make sure that you like, subscribe, share, comment, review, all that good stuff. Interact, and share with your friends. Don't be selfish. Everybody eats. So, on that note, after that, you can get his sneeze out. All right, valid. All right. Yeah. So let's get this episode. Let's get it rolling. So, Larry and Robert, if you two can introduce yourself, where you guys from, what do you guys do? And I know we just spoke off camera. You two are in your brand new building. So if you could talk about introduce yourselves first, and then talk about the building, and then we'll get into the conversation.
Okay, so I'll start it off. My name is Robert Garris, aka Shapiro. I'm from Washington, D.C., where I went to Duke Ellington School of the Arts, majored in ballet as well as theater, went to Norfolk State for physical therapy, moved to New York last January in hopes of being on Broadway. That's the goal. I want to be on Broadway. I also have my own clothing business. It's called This Black Brand, and it provides affirmation to people of color. Basically, all of my shirts say this Black boy or this Black girl is going to be on Broadway. This Black boy is going to be an astronaut. This Black girl is going to be a doctor. Just really reinsuring that affirmation that we tend to not see.
What's up, everybody? My name is Larry Whitaker Jr., the other co-founder of the Mind Your Business pop-up shop. This is crazy. This is like we just moved into the space. Something's going off. We don't know what's going off. What is it, Rob? My bad, y'all.
Good, take care.
The alarm is going off. This is the first time dealing with an alarm. This is wild. I'm so
them folks is stealing.
Right, and we Black in Virginia Beach too. Right here. I don't know, bro.
Yeah, alarms going off, but it's the first day in that facility.
We might have to call the lady. That's wild. Huh, bro?
Y'all watching on YouTube, you can see what's going on. For those just listening to audio,
Is this live?
If you listen to the audio, you gotta be subscribed.
It's not
to the YouTube
live.
channel.
Nah, really.
Oh, okay.
Is this live?
It's not live. It's not live. But if you're listening to audio, you gotta be subscribed to the YouTube channel. If you're on the YouTube channel, you see what's going
Yeah. Oh, they just talking. I hope this.
on.
Not a bad job. We really just trying to figure this out. Hey man,
Yeah.
I'm so
Yep.
sorry, y'all.
Nah, you're good.
Yeah, we do. I think Larry has it. You think they're gonna come?
That's fine.
Cannot figure it out, but if y'all want to ask me questions in the time being, y'all can. But I think he got it.
I said it's good.
Cut it off. Just keep it off for right now. And keep the
An interview.
then it triggered the police.
It's triggered the police. So just make sure I got
Well, if they don't come, we know that it don't work. I bet you that.
We know they know it was black. Yeah, just lock that door. Okay. We can head to the back if you want to do that.
Right, because these lights went out a little bit. Oh,
No, because that's a
Okay.
doing what they're doing.
Okay.
Can y'all edit all this stuff out?
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. Man, I'm sorry. I promise we're not this
I was about to say, it's just not a regular thing.
This is
No, you're good. You're good.
abnormal. It's just gonna have to be us. Yeah,
Behind the scenes
that's cool.
footage.
That's cool. This is us in our truest moment. Pureness.
Oh, yeah, that's awkward. Yeah.
all right.
All right, yeah. So we'll just cut out. We'll just cut
Go
out
back.
everything in between. So Robert, you just went right. So Larry, you about to start before that joint went off?
Yeah, yep.
All right, bet.
Oh,
So
real quick.
Yeah.
Since y'all cutting all this out, spell your names for us one more time?
yeah. So Bensky, Bensky.
Okay.
Edom, EDEM.
EDEM. Okay. Okay. Got you.
All right.
Okay, we picking up at me.
Yeah. So I guess just for the editor, I'll count down 3, 2, 1, and then you can start. So whenever you're ready.
Okay. Okay. Bet. All right, I'm ready now.
But word. All right. So 3, 2, 1.
What's up, everybody? My name is Larry Whitaker Jr. I'm originally from Virginia Beach, Virginia. Went to Norfolk State University, obtained my bachelor's in social work, my master's in school counseling, went overseas to Kuwait to be a school counselor, came back. In the meantime, I started Starve the Ego, Feed the Soul, which is an inspirational clothing brand, and the Mind Your Business pop-up shop with Robert Garris.
You said Kuwait? You said you went to Kuwait?
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, hold
Oh,
on.
man, I went over.
Yeah, what's that about?
Oh Lord, now.
No,
Oh, it's the Amazon dude. Who the hell delivers Amazon packages at 8 night? You got family?
That's great, yo. So
Don't want us to be great.
For real.
You really don't want us to be great. It's mad late.
Man, I'm signed all the damn time, bro. I get my package here. Oh man. All right. Sorry.
No, you
No, it's
fine.
okay.
You fine, man. We can't talk.
Yeah, we're gonna Larry, you're gonna have to restart, bro.
Yeah, let's just start back from you, Larry. We'll just run that back.
You good. You good.
Take 3. All right. Yeah, so we'll start with you again, Larry, right? So 3,
Okay.
2, 1, when you're ready.
What's up, everybody? My name is Larry Whitaker Jr. I'm originally from Virginia Beach, Virginia. That's where I went to school, graduated from. Then I went to Norfolk State University, obtained my bachelor's in social work, then went back and got my master's in school counseling. I went to become a school counselor overseas in Kuwait. And now I'm here actually in Norfolk Public Schools as a school counselor. And on the side, I operate Starve the Eagle, Feed the Soul inspirational clothing brand. And I am the co-founder of the Mind Your Business pop-up shop with Rob here.
For sure. So you mentioned going over to Kuwait. So before we talk about the podcast, I kind of want to hear about that. Like, how'd you do that, and how was that?
So when I was about to graduate from Norfolk State, you know, we had our internship that we had to complete. So in the middle of preparing for my internship, I had thought, you know, everybody wants to either go out of the state or stay in the state, stay in the city. For their career, for their job opportunity. And I just thought, what if I, you know, just went overseas? And so I Googled some things and came across an article about this guy that went to this career fair, got the job, got employed overseas for a couple of years, and was able to save his money, pay off his loan, do whatever he wanted to do, because the taxes, the money is different depending on where you go overseas. And so I literally did the same model. I went to the same career fair, got the same results. And the only difference is I wasn't able to stay 2 years because of the pandemic. So the pandemic brought me back. I happened to come back last February because we were on a week break, school break. And the pandemic happened to happen the same time, and they shut down the airports. And so that's where I stand now. But as for the experience was bittersweet. You know, of course, there was being away from home, being away from family and friends, and what I was used to. But then the sweet moment was being able to travel. You know, because where Kuwait, you know, we're in the Middle East, is smack dab in the middle of the world, and so flight tickets are a lot cheaper. The culture is completely different. I'm not threatened for my life. I'm not worried about my life in Kuwait like I am here. So that in itself is something that can be talked about. But definitely, I encourage people to go overseas, not necessarily, you know, the Middle East, because I definitely experienced culture shock because it's a majority Muslim country. But definitely, I think people should go overseas and experience different cultures. It's important.
For sure. It reminds me, we had Daniel Ajapong back in the summer. Yep. And he was saying how he grew up in New York, went to school in New York. After college, he was looking for a career opportunity, found one literally in the Middle East as well. So he ended up working.
Was it a teaching?
No, it wasn't teaching. He was working for a company that was contracted by the U.S. military.
Contractors. I've met a lot of contractors.
So he was on contractors. I think he was working on doing like budgets and like finance and stuff like that. So I think he was like helping prepare the budget. He was pretty much saying the same things, like, you know, went to school, found an opportunity overseas, crazy shock, really different. But he was saying it was the greatest thing that, again, like one of the greatest experiences that happened to him and changed his trajectory, because after that he ended up staying outside the U.S. and now he lives in Germany, right? So the whole experience changed his whole life. And then obviously one day we're gonna have to get my brother on the podcast. My brother's an avid traveler and he traveled. Same thing after college. My brother went to Taiwan actually to teach in Taiwan. So not Kuwait, but he pretty much went across the world after college to go teach English. So Definitely that travel experience is different, and anyone who travels will tell you the same thing. So definitely,
Definitely. Glad you can relate.
for sure. So all right, so mind your business, right? So before we get into, I know you said starve the ego, feed the soul. Was that what you created? So let's maybe if that comes up in this segment, if not, we'll save it for the last segment. But
Okay.
business pop up, right? For people who don't know, could you explain what is it? Where did it come from? What is that all about? And the name, because I do like the name.
So basically, it really came from our two brands. So Larry, he had did his shirts, and I was trying to get into shirts and creating my brand. And he had the shirt press, he had the Cricut machine, he had all the
Yeah,
tools
I did
in
custom
order,
shirts.
yeah, in order to make the shirts. So I reached out to him. We went to the same university, reached out to him, and he started making my products. And once he started making my products, I started seeing him like more often. I was like, what if we sold our products like at an event or at a pop-up? What if we did? I didn't know what a pop-up was. I didn't even call it a pop-up. I was like a flea market or
Yeah.
something like that. I was like, what if we just sold our products and we got 5 other businesses to do the same thing? And then he brought up pop-up.
Yeah.
And then that's kind of how Mind Your Business started to form.
And
Yeah.
it was down the street from Norfolk State. Like
Right
he
down the
said,
street.
I remember very vividly sitting in the living room, like he said, like he said, and then we the next question was, okay, well, who's gonna host it? Who is it gonna be? And then once you start asking those questions, it really starts to become an event. And
Turn into something.
then we said, well, what are we gonna name it? And then we answered it with, well, what are we doing while we're gonna be in that space? And we thought about business. We thought about how historically and even present day, Black people are not well versed and knowledgeable in business and entrepreneurship. Like you guys post a lot about the LLCs, like how a lot of people just get LLCs and don't know what it's for. Like it's a lot of us doing things like that. So instead of just, yeah, we could individually go out and sell our shirts, but how can we bring the community in so that it's just not us making money, but it's going from Rod's pocket to my pocket to the next person's pocket, so forth and so on.
It's that dollar.
Everybody eats.
Yeah, for real.
Everybody eats.
Literally, everybody
Everybody's
eats.
in their business and
Right.
everybody eats. Like
Mhm.
that's what it is.
Yep. So we went
Exactly.
with Mind Your Business pop-up shop because people popped up. We wanted to be not random but sporadic. And we wanted it to be various different vendors. We didn't want to just have the same vendors. We wanted to have different type of vendors.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where the majority, the idea of the event came from. I'm trying to think if there was anything else. But yeah, that was everything. That's everything, for real.
And then the fact that we started, like we thought about it, we was like, we just want 5 or 6 vendors. And at our first pop-up, we had more than 30 vendors. It was packed. You can't even move in the space. It was crazy. And of course, this is before COVID. So like,
Yeah.
and stuff. But it was so crazy. It was like, we just came up with this idea. God just gave it to us. And then we just acted on it.
Just ran with it.
That's what it was.
June 19, 2019. That was our first event, June 19, 2019, Juneteenth. And we had made it that date symbolically because that's the date that the slaves in Texas found out that they were free 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation was signed. And so not only did we want it to represent a freedom from physical chains, but economically as well, because there are dreams and aspirations that we have that we are necessarily able to achieve working, a regular 9 to 5 or just jobs that we're used to. I'll say like just jobs that we're used to. And so we wanted to pay homage, to Juneteenth. So that and I feel like we're doing a great job. We try to make sure every event is a celebration, that people feel safe, that the money is circulating, that people are paid,
that it has an intention, because everything has to have an intention. And that was based off our first event. Juneteenth, you dropping an event on Juneteenth, it's a reason for that. So it's an intention.
That's really dope.
Yeah.
Nah, and I, for the audience listening, right? So, I had a chance to go to one of their events back in December. I don't remember the date, but it was in December. It was a military circle.
About Black Wall Street.
I don't think I was
Yeah, Black Wall Street was a
At Wall Street event. That's what it was. Yeah. So shout out to Carl Hale, because Carl Hale, he's the one who put me on. He was like, "Yo, I'm about to be out the shop on Saturday." So,
shout out to Ginger Hale's Lemonade.
Exactly. Ginger Hale.
Oh, that's our man.
Yes, he was
Exactly. So you see, everybody is eating, right? So you watching. So this is real life. This is real proof.
I'm gonna sit here like the third person. I can't relate because I disposed that every time, but I'll be at the next one.
And the next, we'll talk about that later. Bring it up. Just don't forget about it. But we'll talk about that later.
Exactly. But we'll be at the next one. But for everyone listening in the audience, like this is real stuff. Like Carl Hale put me on. He was like, "Yo, this back in December 2020. He was like, "Yo, I'm about to be at this pop-up on Saturday. Come through." I go to the pop-up because I gotta get my ginger ales. Gotta get it, right? So when I went, a bunch of other businesses over there, right? There were people selling cupcakes, people selling clothes, merchandise, accessories. I got 2 bottles of hot sauce. I think it's called Sauce and Seasoning. I think that's the name.
Oh, for real? Yeah.
It's like the Trini. She's a Trini lady, and I think she's Trini. I'm pretty sure she's Trini. If not, from like Grenada. But like, I went over to the table because I love my seasonings and sauce, right? So I love my hot sauce and fire hot sauce, pineapple and mango flavor. Fire. But anyway, like it just starts to show you like the type of different businesses that were there. And then at the table, Carl introduced me to Larry. That's what me and Larry met. He's like, "Yo, we got to meet the person who set this up." So that's how that connection came up. So it from my perspective, right? Everything that you guys say, like what your intentions were or what your intentions are, what you hope to happen at the pop-ups, like I'm eyewitness that. I've seen it happen, and it's amazing. And for those listening in the audience, for those listening, watching, or whatever. Like you see how the connections and the networking happens in real life, in real time. So I'm assuming you were friends with Carl before I was, right? So like Carl Hale goes to the pop-up shop. He lets me know that he's going to the pop-up shop. I go there. I spend money with Carl Hale and all the other businesses there. Meet Larry. Now Larry's on the podcast with Robert. Everybody eating. Everybody eating. That hard. Everybody eating. So it's really dope, and that's really amazing. And it's crazy because a lot of times you hear people starting businesses, right? You hear people starting businesses and going to pop-up shops to promote their business. This is the first time someone started a pop-up shop for the business. At least I heard. Yeah, right? I mean, this is the person who started a pop-up shop as the business.
Someone's got to be that middleman and make those connections, and not a lot of people think that broadly about it. So someone's got to, host the whole thing. It's got to be under one umbrella, which is dope.
That's crazy. Nobody's ever said that too. So thank you. Wow, that's exactly what we do. As a whole though, that's what we do. We provide exposure to Black-owned businesses.
Yeah.
As a whole, like the general. If we had to give the quick explanation, what is it that you guys do? We provide exposure to Black-owned businesses. We take those businesses that are either online or at home and bring them to your face, to your storefront. Yeah.
Right.
That's really dope.
I'm interested.
Go ahead.
Say it again.
Go ahead.
I said a lot of our vendors, it's their first time ever vending. So we really expose them to the community. It's I never vended. I never been a vendor before. I never had an LLC. I never done this, that. And like we give them that opportunity to be able to do that. And that's just like
one of the great
like
things.
No other.
Yeah, we're really proud about that.
It really is.
Dope. So I'm interested in your very first pop-up. How was that? Because I remember going to my very first pop-up. That might have been at Queens. That might have been at the BSU or the CSA.
Oh, the Black business. Yeah,
that might have been at QC. So I think
good.
Pop-up, that was pretty dope. Yeah. I was a little nervous because I was like, we had a bunch of other businesses there and we did pretty well. But I was like, I remember my first one. So that's me attending as a vendor. So you setting it up, right? Setting up that entire event, getting the space, reaching out to the different people. How was that experience? How was that, step-by-step process of even setting this up? And this is the first time doing it, right? So you said you wanted 8 people or so, and you end up getting 30. So what was the steps like to even get that going?
Well, we started with a timeline. It was a timeline. And so wherever we were, like I forget when we thought of the date to actually have the event, but you know, let's say it was like a couple months. We set it up and we said, who is it that, well, when does the flyer need to go out? When do we want to put the deadline on the vendors? How much are the vendors going to pay? When does the DJ need to be paid? You know, just setting the timeline up. But before that, really finding out what we just wanted to look like, you know, because this is like, I think I've been to like one event, one pop-up, but when we're bringing this new vibe to the city, what is it that we, you know, really want it to look like? So once we really started answering those questions, we begin to roll and sticking with the timeline, of course. What else could you say?
I would say, like, as far as like logistics and actually having the actual event, it was stressful. So for that was my first time running any type of event, any type of big event with of that magnitude, of that many vendors, of that many people, like performers, just anybody. It was stressful because a few days before we were supposed to have it at the venue on 34th.
I forgot about that.
The venue on 35th?
Yeah, the fact that it was supposed to be at a whole nother location.
One space, but it was gonna rain. So we had to change the whole location in one day.
So imagine
we had to inform everybody. Just so much, the vendors, they're like trying to figure out where is this going to be, you know, just trying to make sure like it's going to be where you say it's going to be, like. So it was very stressful for that.
Yeah, because we had, you know, the first event and then the weather app says it's going to rain. So we just had to make an executive decision to find out, you know, what is it that we were going to do. What we ended up doing, and the news, 2 news outlets had already came out and broadcasted on the event.
No, so it was just the paper. So the news didn't do it yet. That was the good thing.
Okay,
so
it was
the paper. They went to the venue on, what is it?
Venue on 35th.
The paper, they met us at the venue on 35th and said it was going to be at the venue on 35th. So that's in Virginia Pilot. Like, so everybody knows to go there. But then luckily we got Wavy News 10. And we did it at the actual place that we did it at, which was a studio I worked at, a dance studio. And it just,
which was black owned studio.
Keeping the thing.
They didn't overcharge us. It was good for what it was. You know?
Yeah, and we also want to shout out the venue on 35th, which is black owned as well, 35th Street, Norfolk, because although we didn't have the first event there because we thought it was going to rain, we had the second event there, which was one of our greatest events. But yeah, I would definitely second that with Rob. Definitely, it can be stressful, but the reward is worth all of it, man. Like when somebody come to you and say that they either sold out or they didn't believe in themselves, and then after they believe in themselves, or better yet, I'm in a store, when they tell you that I got into a store because of the person that came there and they like my product, man, it's you know, it's just different because you know that person that's a mom, that's a dad, they're now feeding their kids, or the person that's a student, you're now putting them through school. So, you know, the vibe just hits, the energy hits different. But, you know, definitely glad to be doing the work that we do.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. That's amazing to hear. You know, it's your impact is not only reaching yourselves or what you want to do, but it's really impacting other people. Yeah. That's all it's about. You know, giving back to the people and serving the community. It's knocking off like 10 different boxes at this time. So that's really dope. So on that note, we'll wrap up segment 1. I think that's a really good place to wrap it up. So we'll wrap up segment 1. We'll take a quick break. We'll hit segment 2 to do the quote of the day. And then we have segment 3 where we'll wrap it all up. So let's do it.
Let's find it. Hold up. Okay, I'm ready. What you looking at, Yaiko? Close your eyes, little boy.
Sleepy.
Oh, baby. I'm sleepy too. Cool. We got about
I think it's the lightning.
That real quick, something that I'll worry later. We're special. That's what it is. We find it's fascinating.
Word. So when y'all ready, we'll hit that segment. We'll do the second segment.
Oh, quote of the day. What's a good quote?
All right.
Y'all ready?
All
You
right.
said yeah?
Yes, sir.
All right.
So, quote of the day in 3, 2, 1. Or you want to do it? Okay, cool. So, quote of the day is health is expected. Whoa. Sorry. Health is expecting and navigating reality on reality's terms.
Say it.
Health is expecting and navigating reality. No, sorry. Health
Pronounce the words. Say it.
is accepting and navigating reality on reality's terms. So I'm gonna say it one more time.
Yeah.
Health is accepting and navigating reality on reality's terms.
Health is accepting
Accepting
and
navigating
reality
on reality's terms.
That's one that he does. Or he's just saying that.
I don't think you guys are gonna guess who's
I
saying.
never heard of that.
I've never heard of that
Oh, we
neither,
trying
but
to
it makes
figure
me
out.
think.
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys have seen the show Midnight Gospel on Netflix.
Yes, I was about to say that picture is Midnight Gospel.
Yeah.
Like I was but I didn't.
The first guest said it. The president dude. In real life, I forgot his name, but he's a doctor who talks a lot about meditation and use of drugs and whatnot. So episode 1. So that was one of the for background. What they were talking about drugs and how he doesn't believe in good or bad drugs, just the relationship between us and drugs. So whether that be your addiction to it or your health reactions or what happens when you take too much of a certain drug. And I think they were touching on meditation, and that was what he said. So health is accepting and navigating reality on reality's terms.
Okay.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Straightforward in terms of like definition. A lot of people I think stress themselves out because they may or may not be able to handle something, or you hear when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. I think a lot of people don't make lemonade; they complain about the lemons. So I think that's what the quote means: just picking it up and making whatever you can get from your beautiful or moldy lemons. So
Which is life's term, or yeah. Yeah, which is life's term. You said accepting and navigating life on reality.
on reality's terms. So I feel like, essentially, yeah. So life gives you lemons, or if you want to use a card game analogy, you can't change the hand you were dealt. So just accept it and then push forward.
Figure out how to win the game with the cards you've been dealt.
And we're all saying a quote, right?
Oh, no. It was just me. I would say a quote, and then we kind of just like break it down, like what you guys think about, thoughts. So y'all good on quotes.
Okay.
I kind of wanted to say a quote because it kind of.
Oh, hey, if it prompts you to say a quote, we ain't stopping you.
We're not gonna stop.
Okay, so comparison is a thief of your joy.
Did we say that last week? Yeah, we said
That's so
that
crazy. That was actually one of our quote of the days way back.
Roosevelt.
Yeah, comparison to Stephen Joy, Theodore Roosevelt.
We brought it.
Roosevelt,
Yeah.
But that was one of our original quotes
That's
way
crazy.
back in one of our first original episodes.
Yeah. But that's how you
exactly
know
what it
this right now is intentional. This is supposed to happen.
Yeah.
On the same wavelength. But yeah, comparison is a thief of joy. Yo, and it's so crazy because like I was thinking about this really heavy this week. And I'm thinking about it a lot, but this week that quote was really in my head because it's so easy. Like I have to remind myself all the time, like every day. You know, they're so easy to just get caught up, whether it's something positive or negative, right? Maybe you're on social media and you follow. For me, I'm on social media. I follow a lot of Black businesses. I follow a lot of people I want to strive to be like. A lot of podcasts, a lot of business pages, all that. And it's inspiring and sometimes aggravating at the same time. Seeing people you want to be like and seeing I want to be just like them, you know. And it's inspiring because you want to be like them, but at the same time, it's like I'm not like them yet, you know. Like you have to like stop yourself at that moment and not let it go over to the
Ego.
covetous side or go to
ego,
the pride, the ego.
Jealousy.
Negative side. That's how it's so easy. It's so easy to not tip over and be like, I'm not like them. I'm not good. I want to be just like them. Start coveting, start getting upset. You know, it's so easy. It's so easy to hit that. But but when you want to be like somebody, you have to kind of look at what they're doing, kind of the steps that they took, and some emulate their process. So it's very careful. It's a very fine line between admiring, emulating, and then
idolatry.
Yeah, and then comparison, and then getting upset, and then idolizing and doing all that. So it's very careful. But that quote's been in my head this week because it's something I have to tell myself every day. Literally, just on social media, it's like, yo, I'm following these people because I love their content. I want to be like them, but stop. Don't get upset if you don't have the same exact results because that's not your journey. That's not you.
Because everybody's timing is different,
Everybody's time is different. Everyone's time is different.
That's why that's one of the reasons why I had started Starve the Ego, Feed the Soul, because at the role that I was working in at Norfolk State at the time, I was a mentor and I worked at the university. And so I had heard every day and saw every day how different people were choosing majors and picking careers and lifestyles based on what their parents and their friends wanted them to pursue. Like Rob wanted to dance, but if his dad didn't want to dance, he wouldn't dance. I didn't like that, and then you go on Instagram and people are posting for likes or just doing stuff just to be seen and heard all the way, and they know that it's not best for them. That's not what they're about. And so that's what Starve the Ego, Feed the Soul came in. It's like, what does your soul tell you to do? What's your divine destiny, rather than the ego trying to keep up with the Joneses and just spinning it because you got it or just to flash it and whatnot. Like, let's really be real. Like you say, being intentional about your self-awareness time, and figuring out who you are and versus who they are or who you are to them. Find out who you are so that you know your strengths and your weaknesses, so that you can boast in confidence, so that you can ask for help because you know that you're actually not good at something, but better at something else. But yeah, I definitely agree. I think those quotes, kind of go hand to hand because comparison is the thief of joy. And like you say, if you do not have a thin line and know how to walk that line, you'll end up tipping over into kind of like fulfilling someone else's purpose.
That's a bar right there. That's a bar right there. That's a bar right there. So I love how you mentioned Starve the Ego, Feed the Soul. So let's wrap up this, say the quote, let's wrap up this segment, and then we'll start segment 3, kind of just continuing that thought on Starve the Ego, Feed the Soul. I think that's a good segment.
So once again, this time with no mistakes. Health is accepting and navigating reality on reality's terms.
All right, so let's take another real quick break, and then we'll hit that segment 3.
All right.
I like that quote, honestly. I'm going to think about that quote.
Yeah.
Bro, I really love this show. I think I stumbled upon
I really like the show. The Midnight Gospel thing.
It's a really good show.
Yeah, I ain't never seen it. It
That's
seems
really
like Adventure Time.
Yeah, it's the same creator, so it's Jake.
Ah,
I liked it, so I really like Adventure Time, a regular show.
yeah.
But that's why I watched it. But it's literally like a podcast, like a 20-minute podcast, and they're just
I didn't
talking.
know it was like a podcast.
I think that's the
Are you
beautiful
talking about
part
as
about
far as minutes?
it. No,
As far as the content.
content,
too.
literally. So
'Cause-
it's like what we're doing right now. Just imagine us all animated and talking and walking and doing stuff.
Wow, I'm gonna
Yeah,
check
it's
it
kind
out.
of
Sounds
crazy.
interesting.
Yeah. Because each episode they have a different guest.
Yeah.
Each episode the main character Quincy, like he interviews somebody. Clancy, sorry.
He interviews somebody.
Each episode he interviews somebody, but like while you're watching it, it's kind of like a mind trick a little bit because it's a cartoon and they're like walking around and like in outer space. You kind of get distracted, but like if you listen to what they're saying, like say you were to just close your eyes and just listen to what they're saying, it sounds like a podcast because they're actually every episode they're talking about something like for real in life, like. First episode's like drugs, and do an episode on like meditation. They do one on like death,
and then birth. There's like the death and the life cycle, and there's birth and rebirth, and then there's balance, and it goes through a lot of I guess you call it metaphysical, spiritual / even just regular, topics and stuff. So I really love the show. I've watched it through once, and I've probably gone through every episode again. Except the last one twice. So
it's only 8.
Wow. And it's on Netflix?
Yeah,
it's only 8 episodes. Each one's like 20 minutes, so it's not.
Oh man, y'all gave me something to do tonight.
I think what's really dope about it is if you watch it multiple times, it's kind of like you see the animation. So that's like you see something completely different. And then if you watch it again with like, maybe a different perspective or more focus or something, or you come back to the topic, you can really make sense of what the speakers talking about. So that's the value in the show for me personally.
Yeah, it give you different perspectives.
Yeah.
Rob, you ready for the last segment? Last segment.
Lit up.
We're talking about the
Midnight.
yeah, I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah, that jump, like you really gotta watch it when you're hot. Cut that.
Yeah, it was like seemed like
I didn't know what anybody's stance was. It is best to watch. Yes, I'd say you can do both if you want, but I had a great time.
Right.
That's what I was getting. That's what I was waiting on you to leave.
But the show is really good because it talks about one thing, but they be doing another thing.
Exactly. I was just saying,
you
you get distracted by the cartoons, but he's actually talking about something serious. So you kind of have to like block out the cartoons for a second to pay attention. Or, like,
To listen to what they saying.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I was telling my friends the exact same thing.
But it's a good show. I love it.
Yeah. Stoner group chat we were
So
sending.
so where y'all from?
we're both from New York.
Yeah.
Oh, New York? Y'all live in New York now?
Nah,
we're here in
Norfolk.
Norfolk.
Oh, I live in New York. I don't know if he told y'all that.
No, yeah, you said that, but wait, I don't know if you guys are in Norfolk right now, though.
Well, we're in Norfolk now.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm just here for the weekend.
Okay. What part of New York? Oh, well, Long Island for us.
Oh, okay. Not New York.
That's crazy.
It's Valley Street.
New York to him. Oh my God.
No, I'm more New York than you at this point.
Wait, were you born there or were you born here?
Huh?
Were you born in New York or were you born in Virginia?
I was born in DC. That's
DC. Wait, so what part do you live in right now?
I live in Washington Heights. In the Heights.
Washington Heights.
No, but don't get it twisted. I lived in Brooklyn. I lived in
right,
Upper.
he's still hard.
I lived in Upper East Side. Very, very Gossip Girl. You know who Gossip Girl is. I lived everywhere. Harlem. All over.
Okay.
Yeah.
New York because you weren't born there.
And I
What?
worked in Long Island. Do you know Bayville Screen Park?
Yeah.
I worked there.
You worked Babel Ski Park. The joint that open, that shit goes stupid
Bayville,
every
Bayville.
October.
Bayville.
Gotcha, yeah, that's deep.
Yeah, that was hella deep. That was crazy.
I have to say, our public relations manager told us to make sure that y'all don't put the psychedelics or anything in the post, which I know y'all won't.
Yeah,
We'll
make sure. We'll tell our editor to make sure we
talk about.
So, no, before we get into the interview, I know we're wasting time, but how'd y'all get to Virginia? Like what?
Yeah, it's not a really long story, but it started with school. So back when I was in school, I was part of a club called NABA, National Association of Black Accountants. So
Yeah.
yeah, so long story short, they had a conference out here in Norfolk. I went to the conference, applied, got an internship for a company called Capital Group out here in Norfolk.
Mhm.
The internship came back full time. The job came back full time a year later. So started in fall 2019. So that's when I moved down here. He pretty much got a year after.
Same thing. Yeah.
So he got the same internship, same job, like a year after me. So
Oh, that's dope. You
Y'all-
guys
y'all
knew
just
each other
moved
before,
together.
right?
yeah, we grew up together. So
Yeah.
Bet. That's dope.
Needs.
yes, sir. So segment 3, let's wrap this up. Okay. Segment 3, starting in 3, 2, 1. All right, cool. So last segment. In segment 2, you're talking about starve the ego, feed the soul, right? So I think this is a great way to start off this segment. You was talking about how you have to feed the soul, do what you're either like you're destined to do, or like what it comes to you naturally, do what you're good at. So if you can kind of elaborate a little bit more about the brand, the meaning, and how that started, and then we'll go direct that conversation from there.
So like I was saying, when I was at NSU, I was in a relationship, and my work role, the things that I was doing, I had just became very keen and aware of what was going on around me, the things that people were comparing themselves to, because I was always the type of guy, like my dad used to always, and not just my dad, but my family used to always tell me, to be a leader and not a follower. And so, consistently hearing that growing up, I tend to think for myself, and didn't really compare myself to other people. And so, or if I did, it was more so in a positive light. So when it came to others and I saw that they were doing it, it was just like, okay, what could I tell them, or what could I do? What could I say that would encourage them to realize that, they are enough, their destiny, their calling is enough. And, they didn't have to spend time and spend life, spend money, spend energy, trying to be someone else. And, everybody goes through times and situations where we really don't know. And we're trying to figure out, even in business, I'm sure as a podcast, you guys had to figure out what was your sound, what did you guys like, what is your content like. But there's a difference between, like you said, idolatry and admiration, and so I think that when we are speaking about, or when I started to think about starve the ego, feed the soul, starving your ego and feeding your soul, like those terms, and that term in itself is not anything new, that has been around, that specifically. But when it came to me, like Rob was saying, I had my t-shirt press, I had the lifestyle idea, because I wasn't just taking starve the ego, feed the soul of words. No, I'm creating a whole lifestyle around this. So like when people buy my shirts and they put it on and they wear it out, not only are people looking at you and asking you what does it mean and saying that they like your shirt, but it even feels different for you to wear it, because you know that to wear that shirt, to say you're feeding your soul, means to say that you're caring a little bit more about yourself and paying a little less attention to what everybody else is doing. And so that is like the whole basis as to why, I kept pursuing it, man. And, just to speak a little bit about my dad again, like he was like, when I think about it, a firm foundation into why I even thought like that, just the confidence to be completely and authentically you when it comes to your business plans, when it comes to your character, as long as it's positive, as long as it's a positive thing, but keeping that divine awareness of yourself. I grew up in the church, so my idea of God and what God thinks of me is heavy and is rooted deep. So even when my ego, or even when myself or you or whoever may say that I'm not enough or I lack this, I know what God thinks of me. And the creator of the soul and the fulfiller of the soul what he thinks is way more than what his creations think. So that's why, that's the background of Starve the Ego, Feed the Soul. What do I see it being? Outside of apparel, books, which I've already done a co-authored book, but I wanted to have its own book outside of apparel, different type of events like inspirational speaking events, journals, things like that. But just I'm big on self-awareness, and I found out that when it comes to feeding my soul, it all goes down to, Larry, what is it? How do you hear from God, and what are the things that you can do to make yourself physically feel better and emotionally? And that's, finding different hobbies. Some people see me skate. Some people see me read. Sometimes I may just spit out a rap because that's just what I feel. Sometimes now that the summer is here, go fishing, go crabbing, go rock climbing.
Do your plants.
Just my plants. That's a whole nother story, man. Getting involved in plants, therapeutic things is feeding your soul. Rather than, just trying to be out at the club, throwing everything. Bro, if you don't go water them plants. But yeah, that's the
it's so synonymous with that, but
say that again.
I say it sounds really synonymous with self-love, everything you just mentioned.
Right, exactly. Self-love, self-love, and I don't want people to feel like that doesn't mean love, no love for you. It just means that, I recognize that if I'm no good to myself, then I'm not gonna be good to anybody else. So just emphasizing that part, man.
That's powerful. That's real powerful. So I think that this is a good job explaining. So before we wrap up, I love to ask like the real question. So I want to know, you two being in business together, what would you say is or was one of the hardest either events that you put up, that you set up, or it's not necessarily a hardest event, maybe one of the hardest learning lessons, one of the things that something that just went wrong, right? Something that just really went wrong, that you took a lesson or you really learned it.
That's an easy one to me. I know what I always say. I'm always say no. I'm gonna always say that drive-through. I'm gonna always say that drive-through was the thing.
Let me say mine and then explain.
Okay.
I would say when he was in Kuwait, I had did an event by myself. I did what was it?
It was at the end of
Mind Your Business Homecoming pop-up. I did that by myself. And when I was in New York, no, I was in Arizona at the time on a contract for a dance job, and he did the Black History Month. So I feel like when we're not together, I mean, it works out, but it's kind of hard when you don't have your partner who always is there with you. So I would say when we're not together.
I will definitely say that. I would second that. I ain't even think about how hard that event was when I wasn't there. That's the stuff you don't think about. I was just creating the flyer.
You put it in the back. You kind of just put it in the back.
But I'm kind of renege on that a little bit because COVID just had happened. And it was our year anniversary. So we're supposed to have another Juneteenth event. This is going to be our annual Juneteenth event because that's when we did it last year. That's when we started everything. But COVID happened. So we had to do everything virtual. We had to think of like a contingency plan. We had to be innovative. So we had a pop-up shop online via Zoom, and we put like a compilation of videos together, and we made it a pop-up. And so that was kind of the hardest one, but also the most creative one at the same time.
Most creative, definitely, with what we had to work with. I'm going to always say the one that was, man, I don't even know what to say. It was a great event, but the drive-in movie theater, which was October
3rd.
That was October 3rd in Chesapeake. We had said, so we normally like to do different types of themes for our pop-up shops. We don't just like to throw up a pop-up shop. So for this one, it was the drive-in movie theater. We wanted to show Black Panther because Chadwick Boseman had just passed away. So we wanted to pay homage to him. And in doing that, the screen, the movie screen cost a couple grand. There was that we had to cover that we didn't even think, that we would have to. So other events where we knew we would make a profit, we didn't make that much of a profit for that event.
But
But
I feel like the community enjoyed it better than any of the other ones because you had a pop-up and you had a movie right after. So it was like it was more.
And we got more followers connected to more people. Even that follow us to this day. People kids actually are in our DMs asking us when are we having another drive-in movie theater. So that I would say was one of the most difficult to me, not to mention. And here's why I say that event, because we were in the middle of watching the movie, and out of nowhere, this woman comes running out the car screaming, and her husband is having a heart attack in the car, bro, during
the event,
during the movie.
On our watch.
On our watch at our and we're thinking, oh my God. So we call the ambulance, calling the police, they coming down, we getting the people to reroute.
Fire trucks coming, ambulance coming, everybody just coming.
Man, and the people were like, he's good, he was good, thank God.
Luckily, no, everybody was praying over him. Like, it was crazy how prayer brings people together and fixes things. But everybody
that's so crazy.
I was so proud of us. So proud of us as a community. The way we backed out, like, you gotta think, you're talking about how many cars? Like 52. It was a good amount of cars. And they had to back out because they were smack dab in the middle.
And the fire trucks.
Crazy.
And they were like, what were you, the police? What were you guys doing here? I was like, we were having a movie theater, and they was like, oh, that is nice. I was like, you should pull up.
Well, help this guy. And then
yeah, but like I said though, great. Like, although it was our most trying event, I would say it was the greatest. Because just what came out of it, and how the lessons learned, and just how we may not have thought, or I may not have thought it would have been that great of an event, but it was truly a great event. The sun hit right, sun set right, good. The weather was right.
It was during COVID. Everybody was outside like 6 feet apart with their mask on. So we followed those guidelines. It was a good event.
I would definitely say that. Yep.
It was definitely
Let's go. Nah, it shows you everything works together. You know what I'm saying? Everything works together for good. So even though he said a heart attack in the middle,
that's so crazy. I mean, funny now because
oh yeah, because he okay right now, as far as we know.
But no, now that is good for us to know. Like, just have that in mind, like, just in case.
Death is possible.
Watch in case somebody gets called home for us. Is there going to be a police or an ambulance on site? Other outside events. Like, how does that look? We may just need to invest.
Yeah, I was about to say that also makes us better as a company because maybe we can get CPR certified or like bring somebody on who's medically cleared to like help people in the need,
Right.
So that just helps us. It's like a survey or whatever, a case study.
Data, right? Research. Research.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
That's crazy. You never know lessons that you can learn, and
Never know.
Crazy. I really like that story.
So, that's that's funny.
That's pretty wild. I think that's a good kind of note to leave it on. So I think
But before we leave, so we can take y'all on like a little tour of our
they don't even know what's going on yet.
Oh,
we're talking about the space, so we can end it off real quick. What happened?
When is this podcast dropping?
It's probably a couple weeks. We got a few lined up, but
is it going to be before the 24th
of this month?
Yeah, of this month.
This will probably come out next month of June.
Okay. Well, we're having an event, like our grand opening of this spot, and
that'll be April 24th.
April 24th.
But by the time this drop, though, we'll still be in this space. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Should we say come out to the event on April 24th? You know what I'm saying? Because
it's gonna be June. They're gonna be like. Yeah. But anyway, you are invited to our grand opening if you want to come.
Thank you.
It's going to be nice. It's a 2-event day. So in the morning from 11 to 3, we have
it's a 1-event day.
2-day event.
Two events in one day.
You're right.
So the morning time is a formal brunch, dressed up, 15 vendors, all Black owned, live music, like jazz music, piano, all that good stuff. And then in the nighttime, that's when it's like the more party,
The one you went
turn
to,
up type of thing. The one you
Okay.
went DJ and everything. So
Nah, that sounds dope.
24, you guys are invited. It's a good time.
Where y'all at? What city?
Norfolk.
We're in Norfolk. We're in Norfolk, so that's right there. So that's fine. So make sure you send us that.
I mean, we're in Virginia
And all
Beach.
that stuff. We'll promote it on our page. So make sure once you get the flyer and all that info, we'll promote it on our page.
Yeah, we'll definitely send you that stuff.
For sure. So
For our listeners, though, real quick, songs. So with everything you guys told us, you guys have a song, one from each of you guys that describes everything you've gone through with Mind Your Business, Pop Up, and Starve the Ego, Feed the Soul. You're thinking.
either a song you've been listening to lately, or a song
Yeah.
that applies.
That's easier for me.
Okay, perfect.
Song that I've been listening to lately, actually, it's been 2 songs, and none of them, both of them are by one of my good brothers.
You talking about Sean Mason?
But you just gave a plug to somebody else. Like Fat Eric.
Oh,
Fat Eric, which is my my line brother for Alpha, and he has a song called Last Year, and he talks about it being the last year he's quitting his job, and I've been listening to that song on repeat, all last year, and so I ain't quit it last year, but
this is the last year.
This is the last year. So that's
What's his name? What's his artist name?
Fat Eric, F-A-T.
All right, F-A-T-A-A-R-N.
E-R-I-C, Eric.
E-R-I-C, Eric. Oh, I heard Aaron. Okay.
And I actually got a song by him called Feed the Soul. Like we did a song together. And I'm
Okay.
in the spoken word aspect. But yeah.
Music.
Go ahead.
Yeah, last year on this. So.
Okay. Bad.
Yeah, definitely that. And then More Than Anything by Kanye, Sunday Service. That's my worship song, always gotta have that.
Sunday Service album, man. I'll play that every Sunday, man. Every
What is it,
Sunday.
More Than Anything?
More Than Anything.
Okay.
I know that's a good song. That is a good song. That whole album, beautiful.
Yeah, he plays it every.
Yeah, the whole album is definitely beautiful.
Yeah, that was my most played. When we got I think last year was Tidal. When Tidal had the recap, the music recap, that was my most played album for 2020.
Oh,
Yeah, good stuff.
As far as artists go, and I'm just put that out there. Big Sean is definitely one of my favorite artists when it comes to entrepreneurship, getting my mindset, and whatnot. What about you, Rob?
Good video out there.
That's a tough one for me, but I can piggyback on what you said. Like last year, quitting his job, I actually didn't quit. I got fired. I worked at a fucking. I worked at a spa in Tribeca. It was a spa. That's not why I moved to New York City. That's not what I wanted to do with my life. So I was very unmotivated. So I ended up like not showing up to work, like not doing my job effectively. So I ended up getting fired. But that led me to have more free time to be able to open this business, to be able to focus on myself. And I feel like if I put in the same time and energy that I put into somebody else's corporation, into my own, I can make more than enough money, more than what I'm making at that spa. So I feel like I'm in a good predicament. I piggyback off the song that he chose. And yeah, because I'm a weird guy. I'm into musicals and stuff like that. So I don't think my songs would relate to, yeah.
He's the theater aspect.
2 songs right there.
Yeah, we got 2. So
that's enough for the playlist. So I think that works. All right. So last thing before we quickly wrap it up, your social medias. How can people find you guys? How can people find your business? I know you said you got an event. So tell the people your socials, all that good stuff, where they can find you, do business with you, and all that.
Okay, so for me personally, it's Shapiro_Villa, SHAPIRO_VILLA, Shapiro Villa. And then my brand is This Black Brand. And
for me, my Instagram is Mr. Whitaker, MISTERWHIT, AKER. My brand is at STE.Whitaker. FTS, that's Starve the Eagle, Feed the Soul. And then to follow the pop-up shop is at Mind Your Biz, BIZZ pop-up, Mind Your Biz pop-up.
And we recently just changed it. Fun fact, it was Mind Your Biz 757, but we're trying to be global and
We're going
get
to
out
be.
of Virginia and
I want to be global, yeah.
out of Virginia, but stay in Virginia and be in more places. So now
Yeah,
it's
for
Mind
sure.
Your Business pop up, Mind Your Biz
Mhm.
pop up.
And then also mindyourbusinesspop-up.com.
Yep.
Pop.com for sure. So that was a really good episode. I really like the conversation. We talked about a lot. We covered a lot. I learned a lot. I learned from you guys. And it's just dope seeing another set of brothers, doing their thing out here, especially us being fairly newer to this area. Seeing you guys doing it. So really inspiring for myself. For you listening, watching, wherever you're bumping this podcast, I hope you learned a lot. Make sure following us on all platforms so you can see more of this content, right? So YouTube, Everybody Eats Show on YouTube, Instagram, everybodyeats.pod on Instagram, Twitter, EBE Pod. So make sure you're plugged in everywhere so you can listen in and stay connected to this content. Really dope episode. Larry, Robert, thank you guys for joining us this evening in your brand new facility. Can't wait to see what it becomes. The 24th, I'll be around here on the 24th, so I look forward to it. Again, send that flyer and all that stuff so we can post it on our page. Everybody's eating out here. You see what I'm saying?
Everybody's eating. And look,
We help everybody's eating over here, right? So make sure you're plugged into the Everybody Eats community so you can eat too. You know what I'm saying? Don't be selfish. Everybody eats.
and shout out to Everybody Eats too. Shout out.
Appreciate that.
Thank y'all.
Appreciate
Thank y'all for
Thank you,
being
guys.
positive Black brothers, doing your thing, feeding your soul. Thank you.
And then professional at that,
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. So on that note, guys, thank you for listening. We'll see you guys next week.
Peace.
Peace.
All right. So before we end this call, if you guys, if you could give a quick testimonial, 60, 30-second testimonial, you two can just say your names, from Minding Business, we was on Everybody Eat Show, we talked about this on third, whatever, right? So 30, 60
Like a
seconds.
synopsis type of thing?
What happened?
Like a synopsis?
Yeah, it's like a testimonial shout out. We put them after we've been doing it, I guess. So we just put them on our Instagram page. So, kind of like, yo, my name's Larry, my name's Robert, we just on Everybody Eat Show, we talked about this, tune in, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And
So like the radio joint, like the Breakfast Club.
yeah, kind of like, you ever seen like the Breakfast Club, kind of like that?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Breakfast Club tomorrow, we going over my new album, whatever. So something like that, quick testimonial. And the camera's still rolling, so whenever you guys are ready, you can go ahead.
Okay. Check it. So my name is Larry. So this is Rob. We are the co-founders of the Mindfulness Pop-Up Shop. And then you can say, no, we don't have to. So yeah,
We'll say it
okay.
together.
We're the co-founders of the Mindfulness Pop-Up Shop.
Let me just say my name.
Okay. And then so when so just say check out our check out our podcast.
So you can be like, yo, we was just on the Everybody Eat Show. We spoke about, we spoke about Starve the Eagle, Feed the Soul. We talked about this podcast. That we talked about,
How do we sum it up though?
say again?
Like I'm just trying to figure out the call to action after.
The call to action would be check out the episode.
Oh, okay, bet.
Yeah.
Check out the episode. You can find it at Everybody Eats.
Yeah, everybodyeats.pod or Everybody Eats on YouTube.
Okay, Everybody Eats on YouTube. Bet.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? My name is Larry.
My name is Robert Garris.
We are the co-founders of the Mind Your Business Pop-Up Shop. We just got out of an interview just finished the interview with Everybody Eats podcast.
Just did a dope interview with
Just did a dope interview with Mind
Your Eats. Everybody Eats podcast.
We talked about Starve the Eagle, Feed the Soul, this Black brand, and the founding of the Mind Your Business Pop-Up Shop. And you can say check us out.
Check them out on everybodyeats.pod.
Everybody Eats
Or
that
YouTube.
pod.
All right,
Okay.
yep, that's it.
Let's do one more time. What's up, everybody? My name is Larry.
My name is Robert.
We are the co-founders of the
Mind Your Business Pop-Up Shop.
We just finished a dope interview with Everybody Eats podcast. We talked about our individual brands, Starve the Eagle, Feed the Soul, this Black brand, and the Mind Your Business Pop-Up Shop.
So guys, go check them out on everybodyeats.pod or on YouTube.
Perfect. Let's run it.
Perfect.
Is Edom coming back? Or we good?
Nah, it's just gonna be you guys. It's just gonna be y'all. So
Okay. Is it gonna be video?
yeah, it's gonna be a video.
Okay, let's get better lighting then.
But you see how it's on Zoom right now? It's just gonna be your box. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, so
And then we could like paint it and stuff. Okay.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody?
What's
My
up,
name
guys? Oh, yeah. All right, no, go ahead. Bloopers. We love the bloopers.
is 3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? My name is Larry Whitaker Jr.
And Robert,
We are the co-founder, bro.
I didn't know you say your name because back then you
We're doing the same thing.
All right, come on. We do this all the time, y'all.
3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? My name is Larry Whitaker Jr.
And my name's Robert Garris.
We are the co-founders of the Mind Your Business Pop-Up Shop. We just finished a dope interview with Everybody Eats podcast. We talked about our individual brands, Starve the Ego, Feed the Soul, and this Black brand, and the founding of the Mind Your Business Pop-Up Shop and our clubhouse that's opening up very soon. That has opened up soon.
Yeah, and you can find them on everybodyeatspod.pod and on YouTube.
We should run it again.
Yeah, we should definitely run it again. So you need to delete that.
Well, that was good though.
no, that was good. That was good. On the back, you go ahead.
I'm gonna pan it around when you say in our space. Here we go.
I'm gonna just say we talked about. Okay, I ain't gonna talk about it. Say we talked about the clubhouse.
And you're Everybody Eats on YouTube, right?
Yeah, everybody eats. Everybody eats show. On YouTube.
Everybody Eats show
The
on
Everybody
YouTube.
Eats show.
Yeah, on
Is
YouTube.
it the?
Everybody eats .pod on Instagram.
Everybody Eats that pod on Instagram. Everybody Eats show on YouTube.
Yeah.
One more time. What?
All right, 3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? My name is Larry Whitaker Jr.
And my name's Robert Garris.
And we just.
We are the owner.
Come on.
Well, here we go.
Practice.
Well,
What's up,
can we do this? Can we?
Let me do it.
No. We just need
To
quiet.
breathe.
We just need quiet. We need quiet.
I think everybody's quiet.
We need quiet. Let's go.
I'm gonna start it up, okay?
No, I think we should do it the way. Matter of fact, no. This is gonna flip everything. Let's just do it this way. 3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? My name is Larry Whitaker Jr.
And my name's Robert Garris.
And we are the co-founders of the Mind Your Business Pop-Up Shop. We just finished a dope interview with the Everybody Eats podcast. Oh, I'm still talking.
Yeah, you still talking, but
Okay.
you're supposed to.
Good.
That was so
One
good.
more time.
Well, all right, this is it. This is it.
One more time.
Here we go. You got it, Larry, man. Here we go.
3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? My name is Larry Whitaker Jr.
And my name's Robert Garris.
And we are the co-founders of the Mind Your Business Pop-Up Shop. We just finished a dope interview with the Everybody Eats podcast. We talked about our individual brands, Starve the Ego, Feed the Soul, and this Black brand. We also talked about the Mind Your Business Pop-Up Shop.
And this is our space, guys. So you can follow Everybody Eats. I'm sorry.
So good. It was so good. It was so close.
If you catch a mistake,
Everybody Eats.
quick, keep
If you catch a mistake, just say everybody. If you catch a mistake, just
you
say
can
everybody.
keep pushing. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. And you can follow them at everybodyeats.pod and on YouTube at Everyone Eats Show on YouTube. What the heck? I said that right?
Everybody, not everyone. Everybody.
I said everyone.
What is it?
Yeah.
Everybodyeats.pod and Everybody Eats Show on YouTube.
Yes, sir.
That should be good. For security. Yeah.
Okay. So
Hey, y'all gonna run it back for more?
Pod Show on YouTube. I remember we did this for the first time. We was at it for like 2 hours trying to do it.
Yeah, the cue card.
But-
Just drop. You gotta run back one more time, or you good?
Oh, one more time just for safety.
All right, 3, 2, 1. What's up, everyone? My name is Larry Whitaker Jr.,
And my name's Robert Garris.
and we are the co-founders of the
Mind Your Business Pop-Up Shop.
We just finished a dope interview with the Everybody Eats podcast. We talked about our individual brands, Starve the Ego, Feed the Soul, and this Black brand. And also we talked about the Mind Your Business Pop-Up Shop.
And you can follow them on everybodyeats.pod and on YouTube at Everybody Eats Show.
Perfect. Perfect.
And that was it.
Perfect.
Thank you guys.